Hey, Arman here, and in this video we're going to talk about supplementation basics. So no matter what the age, there are some things you should consider taking on a regular basis, and the beauty of it is now it's very simple to be able to make sure you're getting the proper nutrients. Now obviously if you're eating good, you're going to get the nutrients you need, but what is good? And does everybody eat what they should be eating? Does everybody eat perfect? And most of the cases, that's no. And then the foods that you're eating, because the soil has been depleted from the agriculture and all the different things that the industrial society has been doing, you're not getting the nutrients being absorbed into the plants and then the animals that you used to have. And so to ensure that you're getting the proper amount of nutrients, which is really important to keep your immune system functioning, keep your energy levels up, keep the whole body processes working well. Taking supplements can be very easy to fill in the gaps. It's very convenient. And again, you just gotta have a strategy when you're doing these kind of things so that you get the most return for your efforts. And then this will help you with, your performance of everything you're doing, brain function, your energy levels, and all these things. It's very beneficial. Now, I've done it both ways. I've done it without supplements, these basics that I'm going to talk about, and I've done it with it. And now I'm 60, so it's even more important because your body doesn't function as well as it did when you're 20 and 30, etc. So I just found that this has been helpful for me and also my clients. So it's kind of important that I always recommend these things and have them integrate this into their system. So one of the things that is very important, again, is vitamin and mineral supplement. So vitamins will flush daily. So when you're taking these, you need to understand that the most important thing to get is the minerals, because the minerals are what you need in the system, because they're going to stay in your body longer, and they're very, like magnesium, potassium, all these kind of things like that. They're necessary for all the bodily functions to operate the right way. And if you get deficient in that, it just starts to affect your performance and how you're doing things. And so one way to do that is have a high quality vitamin mineral supplement. Now I've used a lot of different ones, and there's good ones out there, but the ones I recommend are basically NSP Nutrition's Mega 1 or Life Extensions 2 per day, just because I found that those have worked really well, and I can tell a difference when I'm taking those. Now some of that could be placebo as well, but historically doing vitamin supplementation with the minerals is going to help you. Now doing a Centrum 1 a day and those kind of products there's not that much to them, and so you're going to get very little from that. So these are more potent vitamin mineral supplements that we're talking about. They're more complete. The dosage is a little higher, in specific areas. So keep that in mind when you're going to supplement, is quality as well. But working with me, then I want to make sure you have the supplements that I know that work. Okay. So then on top of the vitamin mineral supplement, then you have fish oil, and then what people don't understand about fish oil is what its purpose is and how it helps you. I mean, it gives you the fatty acids that you need, but the other thing that fish oil does, it keeps the cell walls soft, supple, and sticky. So the benefit of that is that it also reduces inflammation, but the benefit of having it that way is when the hormones go to attach to the cell, they can attach very easy because it's soft and sticky, and then they get down in the cell and do their work. Over time, as we eat too much sugar and proteins, when you combine sugar and proteins, they can get tangled up, and this creates a process called glycation. And what glycation is, it makes the cell walls stiff and glass-like. So the hormones attached, they can't get into the cell like they should, and they tend to fall off and not do the work that they want to. That's something you don't want to have happen. You need all this repair process going on all the time. So one of the ways to help minimize glycation is to take the fish oil, and it's very effective at reducing inflammation. It helps your cholesterol because it thins out the blood. It keeps things pumping, and so you're working more efficiently, and that's the beauty of it. And if you eat a lot of fish, then that's fine. One thing about fish oil, though, is when you buy it, you want to buy a high quality fish oil. If it's cheap fish oil and it's not been filtered or micronized, then what can happen is you could be ingesting high levels of mercury and other things that the bigger fish carry in their systems just because of all the pollution in the ocean. So always want to make sure it's been filtered or micronized when you buy your fish oil. Again, I like Life Extensions fish oil. I just feel it's superior with all the ones I've tried. So when you take fish oil, you can take that anytime. one thing I forgot to mention is when you take the vitamin mineral supplement, do not take that on an empty stomach. That has no value to you. You know, people do this all the time. They think, well, I got my vitamins in. But no, you need to take your vitamin mineral supplement after you eat. So that way it can get into the system, get absorbed, and get the nutrients pushed into the system the way you want to. So take your vitamin mineral supplement after you eat. Do not take it on an empty stomach because you're going to get zero effect from it. It's not going to be beneficial at all. All right, so just want to make sure we highlighted that. Fish oil, though, you can take at any time, and typically 2 grams is a good daily dose. You can do more. It just depends on what your situation is, but a maintenance would be about 2 grams. And then another similar product is called krill oil. Some people never heard of that, but what this does is krill, which are shrimp-looking things, that when the birds eat them, it turns the birds pink. And so the beauty of krill is it has a product called xanthine in it. And what that does is if you have any kind of joint issues and inflammation in those, like the elbows and the shoulders and the knee, it can help alleviate that joint pain and help keep that inflammation down in the joints because of that xanthine working in the joint area. So that's why we have this on here. And so like for me, I don't have any issues like that. I used to, but I don't anymore. So, but I take a combination of fish and krill oil, which Life Extension makes that too. So that's probably the best fit as we get older, I think, just to kind of keep the joints where they need to be. They're good and mobile, no achiness, no stiffness. That's another thing with the fish oil and krill oil. It does help minimize muscle soreness, and it helps minimize the stiffness that people experience when they get up in the morning. You'll find that it's much better by taking these substances. All right, and then the other one is iodine. Most people are deficient in iodine. Iodine is to nourish the thyroid gland. So when you don't have enough iodine, the thyroid gland doesn't work as well as it should. And then thyroid is real important for body temperature maintenance. It helps to get your mitochondria working, help burn energy, so it helps you burn fat. You need it for your hair. So it's really important to make sure you have enough iodine in your system. You don't need to take a lot, but you just want to make sure you take like 12 micrograms or something like that. So I usually have a product called Thyroid Complete that I recommend for my clients so that they're getting the proper amount of iodine to nourish the gland, which is real important. But a lot of people just have no idea. And then with it, like with anything else, we have the medical teams review this to make sure that there anything that would contradict if you're on a kind of a medication. But just so you know, I'm taking Armor Thyroid because my thyroid is declining. And so that's an all natural desiccated product, but I still take the iodine to help continuously nourish the gland. All right, so those are the fundamentals. Again, vitamin mineral supplement, fish krill oil combination, or just fish oil by itself, and then iodine to help really get the fundamentals of your body to function at a high level. All right, so that's it for this video, and then I'll see you on the next one. All right.